So I'm going to show you a quick method to give your winch solenoid actuator a repair here. These are actually pretty simple contactors, and most of the time it's the same problem when they fail. So there's 5 screws on top. I'm going to pop them out here. I've already got a couple of them out. So you take them off the top, and the actual contactor portion is sitting on top of the actuator assembly. So you take those screws out like so, and now you can see it lifts up. So this is got this is the contactor portion. You can see where the screws attach. This is the actual solenoid that switches the contacts. So there's a couple of screws under here to expose the contacts. I'm going to pull them out and take this cover off. Okay, so there we go. So what we have here is really quite simple. So if you look, there are 2 center buses, I'll call them. One is on the upper portion, one is here that I can touch. Each one has a rivet attached. Same with the outside. There are an upper and a lower portion of that contact. So everywhere you see the bright solder / welded dot is the contact on the top. So with these, all of these contactors are generally the same. Red is positive, black is negative, blue is one of the winch wires, yellow is the other. And how this works is the positive and negative right from the battery. When you activate the winch to pull in, it's connecting red, like positive to the blue, negative to the yellow, and to roll it out, it does the opposite. It connects positive to the red, black to the yellow. So it's reversing the polarity in the winch, and it's very simple how it works. A couple of things you have to understand is there is a spring in there. You can see this is the plunger right here that actually pushes that contact to either connect the yellow to red or to black. Same thing with the contact over here for the blue. And it's a strong spring. There's a fair bit of pressure there. So it's one of 2 things when these winches don't work, or when these contactors don't work. If you're hearing the clunk, it's one of these 2 simple things. Now, the base has the 2 plungers sitting on it, and you can just take them off. And the springs are sitting in there, like so. So we've got these 2 springs. Now, for this contactor to work, when it's at rest, and when it's at rest, those springs are compressed down in with the plunger, but it has to have enough force to override the spring on top, because when it's at rest, it's pushing up and making those 2 connections when it's at rest. When the solenoid activates, it pulls the plunger down inside, releasing this on top and letting it come to the secondary position. So the first thing to do is take your springs and stretch them. So basically, just grab them and give them a good stretch. Obviously not a 1/4 inch or anything, but enough that you can see now I have the spring, whoops, the spring is now above the brass that you're seeing there. It has to be up high enough so that when this plunger is compressed down, that spring pressure up is stronger than the spring on the top of the winch. So anyway, you can stretch it. I don't think you're going to have problem overstretching it, but stretch them enough that when you put them back in, they are protruding up and above, like they are now. I've stretched them both. The second thing to look at is in the contactor itself. Each one has 2 positions, a rest position when it's sprung down, and then the position when it's sprung up. And in there is a contact on this side and a contact on this side. And by putting a piece of sandpaper in there, I'll put it underneath, just this little strip of sandpaper, and then I'll compress it with my thumb. So when I pull the sandpaper out, I'm actually cleaning that side of the contact. I can do the same on the top side. Now it's stuck in there on the top. I'll hold it there with the spring pressure, pull it out, and the same thing. And you can see a little bit of dirt on the sandpaper there. In any case, if those contacts are burnt, you will see the black on the sandpaper. In this case, looking at the springs, I'm pretty sure it was the springs that just needed a little more pressure to be able to make contact, because I had measured and there was no contact at rest for the negative side. So I'm going to put this back together, and it just takes a couple of minutes. I'm going to put this back together now that I've stretched these two springs, and we'll see if it functions. So we're going to put the winch in here. I'll connect the control button, and basically, again, it's pretty simple, color-coded. Yellow, red, and the black are together in a harness. They slip on there, and blue goes on there. Now this winch wouldn't operate in either direction. It was clunking. You could hear the contactor banging away, but it wasn't doing anything. So I'll turn the ignition on, and I'm going to hit the contactor button here. Okay, that's out, that's in. So it's working both ways now. So I believe in this case it was overheated, or you know, had worked too hard and sat for a while, and I believe those springs lost a bit of their pressure, because the contacts looked very clean. In any case, pretty simple repair. Just takes 5 minutes, and might save you from buying a contactor, or at least give you a spare after you replace it, so that if you're out in the field, you'll have something to throw in. Anyway, if you found this useful, please like the video and consider subscribing. Thanks.